Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, children. Hope you are thorough with yesterday's topic. So, what was yesterday's topic, children? Yesterday's topic was electric potential due to an electric dipole. So, we were discussing about that and we arrived at an equation for electric potential due to an electric dipole, which is V is equal to P cos theta by 4 pi epsilon naught R square. And we were also discussing about electric potential due to a system of charges also. Okay, hope you went through the derivation part of it. You have practiced it well. Now today we are going to go for a very important topic called equipotential surface. So what is an equipotential surface? Surface on which potential is same everywhere, you call that surface as equipotential surface. Now equi means same. Now look at the definitions here. Definition here is here. When all the points in the surface are at same potential. Now look at this sphere. Now here is a sphere with a charge q at the center and radius is r. Now I have taken so many points on the sphere starting from A to J. There are so many points on the sphere. Now when I look at the potential at each point on the sphere, now all the potentials will have the same value. You know the formula for potential due to a point charge. What is the formula for potential due to a point charge, children? V is equal to Q by 4 pi epsilon naught R. So all the points on the sphere will have the same potential. V is equal to Q by 4 pi epsilon naught R. So these type of surfaces which has the same potential are called as equipotential surface. Now look at this diagram. Here you have concentric spheres. Now 1, 2, 3, there are 3 spheres, 1, 2 and 3. Now the electric field is outside. Now all the points, suppose if you take this first sphere, now all the points on the first sphere will be at the same potential. Whereas here the second sphere, all the points will have the same potential. And the third sphere, how much ever points we are considering, all the points will have the same potential. So hope you are clear something about equipotential surface. Now here is also an example for an equipotential surface of a uniform electric field. As you all know, uniform electric field, this is uniform electric field, red lines, arrow to the right. Now this is uniform electric field. Now what will be the equipotential surfaces? It is a plane area. Now all the points in this plane area will be at the same potential. Okay, so let us move on to some important properties of an equipotential surface. So let me write here properties of an equipotential surface. So let us discuss the first point on it. Now children, make a note of all these things, ma. Okay, so the first property of an equipotential surface. Before that, I would like to explain you about once again the example here. Now this is with respect to point charge. Okay, point charge means here the center is positive, right? Now if it is going to be negative also, it will be, now here if it is going to be a negative charge, the electric field will be towards the charge. Again you have a equipotential surface for a sphere. So concentric spheres, okay, now they are equipotential, right? Once again I'll recall this and then go back to properties of an equipotential surface, right? Now the first point is the potential difference. Now hope you remember the definition for potential difference, right? Potential difference between 2 points. The potential difference between whenever we talk about potential difference, it is between 2 points. You should remember this, children. So the potential difference between 2 points on an equipotential surface, on an equipotential surface, on an equipotential surface is 0. Okay. Now let us consider a surface like this. Okay, ma? Let me draw this. Okay. I'm considering 2 points here, point A and point B here. Okay. Now, as we discussed the definition of an equipotential surface, let us consider the potential at A as VA and the potential at B as VB. Okay. So, what is the potential difference between these 2 points? The potential difference between, let me consider the work is done. Now here, so what is the potential difference between these 2 points is VA minus VB will be the potential difference. Now as I said you, in an equipotential surface, how about the value of potential? I said the potential remains the same. So in an equipotential surface, VA is equal to VB. So what will be the potential difference hence? Hence the potential difference should be 0. Are you able to understand? Read that point once again. The potential difference between 2 points on an equipotential surface is 0. Hope this concept is clear for you, right? The second point, which is very, very important, children, whenever we discuss about the properties of an equipotential surface, 2 points are important. The first point is what I am going to discuss now. The point which I am going to discuss now is no work is done by electric force in moving a charge on an equipotential surface. Okay, read that point again. No work is done by electric force in moving a charge on an equipotential surface. So what does this mean? Now, whenever we talk about a surface which is equipotential, suppose for example, let me consider once again a small area, right? Now, I am going to consider 2 points once again here, point A and point B. Okay, and let me connect these 2 points, right? Now, what about the direction of the electric field at this point? Let us consider the direction of electric field to be normal. Okay, we are going to discuss this also. The electric field is always normal to the equipotential surface. Okay, now I wanted to move point B to point A for a small distance. Let us consider is to be DL. Okay, now in this case what I have to do? I have to do a work, right? Now work done is nothing but the difference, the difference in work done is nothing but energy. So what is work done? Work done in moving point B to A is nothing but the charge present there into potential difference, right? So charge is, let us consider a test charge Q naught, and what is the potential difference will be? Potential difference will be VB minus VA. Okay, I'm going to shift the point A to B. So the potential difference will be VB minus VA. As I told you, the potential on an equipotential surface, definitely it is 0. That is why we discussed as the first point. So if VB is equal to VA, then here it is going to be 0. And what about the work done? Hence, now here VB is equal to VA, and hence work done will be equal to 0. So As far as an equipotential surface is concerned, no work is done by the electric force in moving a charge on an equipotential surface. I can explain you with respect to a force also, children. Again, consider a charge plus Q. Now here you have, you consider a sphere with plus Q on the center, and definitely if you keep a test charge Q naught here, will it experience a force? Yes, and you have the force to be moving in the direction like how I have shown. Okay, because test charge is also positive, which is kept here at this point. Now there will be a force of repulsion between these two charges, yes or no? Q naught is always positive, Q is positive, there will be a force of repulsion, and the force of repulsion will be acting outward. Okay, now all the points, if I let us imagine the point Q naught is moving along this side, it is moving tangentially. What will be the direction of Q naught? The Q naught will be moving tangentially, yes or no, along the sphere. Now what will be the direction here? It is tangential, tangential in the sense dr. Now at this point also the force will be outward and the direction is like this. So when you talk about the work done here, so work done here also, what is the formula for work done? Work done is force into distance. Now force will be acting outside, I mean outward, and the direction of displacement of the test charge will be tangential. Now what is the angle between F dot dr? It will be once again 90. See here, if this is going to be F, this will be the direction of dr, F dr. Is it clear? So what is the angle between them? 90. So what is cos 90? It is 0. Again here the work done is 0. Are you able to understand? So no work is done by an electric force in moving a charge on an equipotential surface. Is it clear, children? Now, so let us move on to the third point. Again, this is also very, very important, children. The direction. Here we are going to talk about the direction of electric field. So the direction of EF. EF is electric field, children. So the direction of electric field is always perpendicular. The direction of electric field is always perpendicular to an equipotential surface. Okay, so definitely whenever we talk about an equipotential surface, the direction of electric field is always perpendicular. You should remember this, because if it is not going to be perpendicular, again let us imagine a small surface here. Now A and B points are there. Now as I told you, electric field is always normal. In that case, this is how it will be in an equipotential. Imagine the electric field to be not normal. If it in that case, if you are going to have an electric field parallel to the surface, in that case, the electric field will have a component and you have to do the work against this component. But whereas in an equipotential surface, the potential is 0. So you cannot do any work. So naturally, you cannot imagine an electric field to be parallel to the equipotential surface, but it is always perpendicular to an equipotential surface. If it is not going to be perpendicular to the surface, it will have a non-zero component. Non-zero component, and to move a test charge in that field, you will have to do some work. But whereas in an equipotential surface, work done is 0. Hence, the electric field is always considered to be perpendicular to an perpendicular to an equipotential surface. Is it clear, children? So this is very, very important. Now the second point that we discussed, what is the second point we discussed? No work is done by the electric force in moving a charge on an equipotential surface. The third one is the direction of electric field is always perpendicular to an equipotential surface. Now in the next topic, children, we are going to have a relation between electric field and potential. We are going to learn electric field is nothing but dV by dr. That is, we can write the negative potential gradient. This relation we are going to learn. That is why I did not say about this, but still I wanted to tell because this is a topic which is very important to this formula. So here is a relation where we talk about the relation between electric field and negative potential. Now here dV by dr is nothing but you call it as negative potential gradient. Now in this, negative potential gradient is with respect to the change in potential with respect to the distance. Now if the potential is going to be the same, dV is going to be same in an equipotential surface, so the term on the right side becomes 0 and hence electric field also to be 0. So you cannot consider an electric field parallel to the field, and hence you consider electric field to be always perpendicular to an equipotential surface. Now here when we talk about dV is equal to, what will be dV here? I'll just prove it. dV is equal to E dot dr, right? So E dot dr is scalar. E dot dr, the magnitude will be E dr cos theta. Okay. So E dr cos theta, what should be the value of theta? Theta should be 90. So E vector perpendicular to dr vector, in that case theta is equal to 90, which proves that electric field is exactly perpendicular to an equipotential surface. Is it clear, children? Right. Now next we move on to the fourth point. Now the fourth point says that no two equipotential surfaces, let me write here, no two equipotential, I write in short, children, you should be very familiar by this time. So no two equipotential surfaces can ever intersect each other. Hope you are familiar with this sentence somewhere. Can you remember? We have discussed the same type of sentences somewhere. Any guesses? Now we have read the same type of sentence while we were studying about the properties of electric field lines. Right? Now same thing here. No two equipotential surface can ever intersect each other. Again, I will explain you this better. Now let us consider a surface here. Okay, ma? Right. Now what is the electric field with respect to this surface? As we discussed, electric field is always normal. So E1, now here it is, let us consider the surface to be A1. Okay. Now I am going to consider one more surface like this. Okay. Now if this is going to be the surface, what will be the electric field due to this, children? The electric field due to this will be E2. Yes or no? Now this is area A2 or surface A2. So now look at the direction of electric fields here. Now due to this surface, the electric field is perpendicular, which is E1. Now due to this surface, electric field will be perpendicular like this. So at this point, now this is the point where you have, according to this picture, at that point it should have two electric fields. A point cannot have two electric fields, which is very, very impossible. So we can say that no two equipotential surface can ever intersect each other. Now this is the same property which we read in properties of electric field lines. But if they are going to have an electric field like this, then at this point you should have two directions for the electric field, which cannot be done, which is very, very impossible. So we can clearly say that no two equipotential surface can intersect each other. Is it clear? So let us come back once again. What are equipotential surfaces? Points which are in the surface of sphere which are at the same potential, you call it as equipotential surface. Then what are the properties of an equipotential surface? The first property is the potential difference between 2 points on an equipotential surface is 0. The second point is no work is done by electric force in moving a charge on an equipotential surface. The direction of electric field is always perpendicular to an equipotential surface. And the fourth one is no two equipotential surface can ever intersect each other. So this is again a very important topic. I want you to go through this topic very clearly. Is it clear, children? Right. Now with this, we are moving on to a very simple problem. Actually, this is in your textbook, problem number 2.3. Now, two charges, 2 microcoulomb and minus 2 microcoulomb are placed at points A and B 6 centimeter apart. So, let me draw the diagram. It is a line. Now, this is point A, this is point B. Now, point A, you have charge plus 2 microcoulomb, and here I have minus 2 microcoulomb. Okay. Now, what is the distance of separation between these 2 points? They are separated by 6 centimeter. Okay. Now, identify an equipotential surface of the system. So, how do you draw an equipotential surface of the system? This is how the equipotential surface will be there for this system. With this as center, it is passing through this line. So, this is the equipotential surface, and how the electric field, of course, it will be E. Okay, it is from identify an equipotential surface of the system. I have drawn the equipotential system, which is a plane. Okay, and if it is going to be a plane, now what will be the direction of electric field at every point on this surface? Now I have drawn the direction of electric field also. The direction of electric field is normal to the plane. Now in the direction, what is the direction of electric field? It is from A to B. That is from positive charge to negative charge. It's a very simple problem. Because I took equipotential surface, I wanted to discuss this problem with you children. Okay. So hope you are familiar with this concept, children. So please be preparing whatever we are discussing as usual. So go through this topic. We'll continue with tomorrow with another topic. Okay. See you children. Bye.